Hello guys, I'm back. It's King of Mayhem here for another ArcDevKit tutorial. And I know you're probably thinking, but wait a minute, this isn't ArcDevKit. And you're right. That's because we are going to be using some Blender to make a structure, a placeable structure. So to start with, first thing I want to show you is go to blender.org and download this Blender application. This is where I got this from, so I will include this link here in the description. Another fantastic tutorial for this Blender application is by Jacob Lewis. He's taught me quite a bit. I will try and leave this link here in the description as well. But these are these are going to take a little while to get through, but I think I spent about 6 hours running through all these, and but it taught me a whole bunch on this. And then another thing that I downloaded was this wood texture. This is something I'm going to apply. So I went to textures.com. I logged in at the site here, and then I went to wood, then I went to fine wood, and then I selected this fine wood 0008 and downloaded this. So that should be all the files that we need. The other thing that I'm going to do is this is the only thing I'm going to do in the ArcDevKit today, or for most of this right now, is I'm going to search here for the anvil. So I'm looking for the anvil mesh. It's crashed. I will pause. I'll be right back. I'm going to go back, load the ArcDevKit. I don't know what happened there, but it crashed. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there, but the ArcDevKit crashed on me. So I'm looking for this storage box anvil bench, and then I am looking for this static mesh file. So I'm gonna browse for it. It is right here. I'm going to right click, export, and I've already exported it to right here. So I would just hit save, and that would export it to here. And then from there, I'm done in here. I'm going to come back to Blender. I'm going to, this is just a startup. So I'm going to delete this. And actually, one thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to apply an add-on to this. And this is something you don't have to do. This is just going to add this little icon. This will just show you guys what I'm pushing. Okay. So anytime I push something, it'll show right here. I'll try and tell you what I'm pushing. So right now I'm pushing delete, and then I'm going to delete this item, and then I'm up here to file, import FBX file, and then I'm going to navigate. You can start at the C. Start at C and navigate to your new file. I've already got a kind of a shortcut right here from recent things. So this has just brought in the anvil, and the reason I'm doing this is I want to have just kind of a reference of the height to make my item. So I am going to start by placing the 3D cursor right here. I want it to be, so I'm just left clicking to place my 3D cursor. It'll place anywhere I'm clicking, but you got to be really careful because as you see, this is a 3D world here. So I am going to press the N button. You can also just press this little tab right here and to bring that open. So I'm going to look for my 3D cursor, set it on the X-axis, which I'm going to use this to tell me that, or actually it's the Y-axis. Set that to 0. Set all these to 0, 0, and 0. Okay, so now I am center, center, and center. So when I come over here to create, which if you don't have this menu, you press T to T it in, or you can again hit that plus. So I like using the T myself, but so I am going to add just a plane in. I'm going to scale it. So I pressed S there to scale to roughly the same width, because that's just kind of how wide I think I want this on the base. Actually, I think I'm going to go a little smaller than that for my item. And then lift click to apply that scale. So S to scale again, and then you can just hit scale right here in tools if you wanted to. Trying to think of the other. I'm going to be using extrude here pretty soon. Which I think I have to be in edit mode right here to do it. As you see, a lot of these tools will change. Yeah, extrude. I'll just be pressing E to do it. So if you wanted to press this, you could press that and then come up. I'm going to come up a little bit. I'm going to scale this in. So instead of hitting this extrude, I'm just going to press E. I'm going to immediately hit enter to do what I want to do, and then I'm going to scale. Scale that in, and then I hit scale again. I want to extrude. I'm actually going to escape. So I'm pressing the center button on my mouse here to kind of navigate around, scrolling in and out to zoom in and out. I'm gonna say, you know, if you're watching this for the first time and you're lost a lot, go back to that other video that I showed you on YouTube. I mean, the guy is just extremely good at explaining and teaching this. So left click to apply that. I pressed E to extrude that again, and left click to apply. E, enter. Scale this out escape to cancel that. Okay, sorry about that. I had to cut away for just a second. So, last time I hit E and then enter again. That actually just... So, even though you can't see it when I'm hitting E and enter right away, is what I'm doing there is these 4 points right here, these are points, these dots, I'm actually copying and pasting them in a way. That way when I hit S to scale this out and extrude this a bit, I'm not grabbing these 4 points, I'm actually grabbing the new points that I made. That's why I'm hitting E and enter immediately. So I'm going to come to this view. So actually I'm going to show something real quick. So this is a vertex. I'm going to refer to this. So this is a vertex point. I'm calling them points, but they're vertexes. These are edges right here, and these are faces. I just want to make sure I didn't get these right. So if you want to select a face, I'm right clicking on faces here. Want to select just vertexes, that's where you do it. So I'm going to hold shift, I think, or no, right click. I'm holding control and right clicking on these. That's if I got out of this. So now I can come back, and when I hit my extrude, this is my E button, extrude this again, so I'm going to bring it up about this much, and scale it about that much. I'm actually going to grab this, so see how I can grab, I push G to grab, and now I can grab it. If I press, actually I'm going to escape out of that. So if you look at these, okay, so I'm going to press this button. So now I've got these blue and these arrows here. Each one of these represents so the red is the x-axis, green is the y-axis, blue is the z-axis. Okay? So I'm going to press G to grab. So now I've got that grabbed. Well, I want to lock it to this blue axis here, which is the Z. So I press Z. Now when I try and grab, I can only move it on that axis. So I just wanted to move it down just for, you know, kind of the look I'm going for. So this is my kind of my tabletop. So with that done, I'm going to hit tab, right click on this, and delete. So I don't think I need that anymore. I feel like I've got a pretty good reference of the height that I wanted from that. That's why I brought that in. It's just to kind of have a reference of how big this is going to be in the game. So the top of this is going to be roughly you know, the same as that was, same height. Alright, so now go File, Export, FBX. Is this new folder? so you can just save this wherever you want. It's got to have this .fbx at the end. And export fbx. So now we're going to come into our if you remember, in my mod, I have this new folder, which is actually where I'm just so I'm going to import here. I'm navigating to my FBX file, which is my mesh, and open. So I haven't actually done this before, so kind of just try and read through all this. I'm going to import all. And so it's giving me a warning here. I'm gonna cut away and see if I can figure out what that warning means and see if I can get rid of it. So I will be right back, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. As you can see, this is my bag extruder structure. Before it was looking like a smithy, but now I've made it look like this, and I'll show you how I was able to pull this off. So when I left, I had that air, so I'll kind of get back to that. I never actually figured out how to get rid of that. I just ignored it, and everything seems to be working fine. So let's escape out of here. And so I applied this texture, didn't actually do anything. Let me delete all that. I'm just quickly doing a couple things to get back to where I was. So make sure and come up to the top here. I'm using Cycles Render for this. So since the last time we were in here, the only other thing I've done is I went into, edit mode, and on the side here I went to shading and UVs, and I did that. So that's just gonna kind of it does it in the background. Actually, I can show you here UV editing. It doesn't actually show that it did anything. Sometimes it'll show that. I'm not real sure. I haven't really done a lot with that. I know that you gotta. I went back to default here, by the way. So that's a default view. I know that you need that in order for textures to wrap around correctly. So that's all we really need to do from here. I haven't quite figured out how to apply my own. As you notice, mine was white, and when we came into here, it was like a wood grain color. I mean, I can show you how to do that here real quick. So first thing I'm going to do is go do at the bottom here, which actually, to get to this, I went into here and went to Node Editor. That's what pulls this up. And then I had to put a check mark here. So once I added a material, I can go ahead and name this as my table material. So this is the color that it'll be. So if I go into, so as you see, this will be, it's white right now. You can make it green. So that's how it'll look.
So by the way, this is what it's going to look as a final result. Textured. This is what the texture will look like. We don't have any texture, so it doesn't show anything. Solid is what I normally use. Wireframe is just going to kind of show you. It's going to mark all the faces as invisible. So we are going to go into render to see a final result for this. Depending on your computer's performance, and actually you can. Now I'm using my graphics. I gotta cut away just a sec. Okay, sorry about that. My kid was having he was hurt himself. So we can go through changing the colors. We could just do any of that in here. But we're actually gonna have to do this again in the Unreal Engine. But I'm just showing you how we can do it here. So if we go to texture. Oh, I hit Shift A to get this to pull up. You can actually just go to this add right here. Texture, image texture, apply it here. Add it in. I kind of did that quick. So, I connected my colors here. Open. Remember I said I was going to use that wood texture. This is where I get this from. I saved that, and it's right here. So that's kind of what I want this to look like in the end. Haven't quite figured out how to get it from here to the Unreal Engine, but so from here I export it again. I'm just going to save right over top of my last export. Come back into the Real Engine. I'll just delete these. Actually, no, I can't delete those. I will. So we'll import over top of them. So click this import button right here. Sorry, I was going a little fast there. I wasn't really showing what I was doing. So I'm going to click this import. Well, I'm in the folder that I want to import it into. I'll navigate to my bag extruder that I just saved. Open. Do you want to overwrite? Yes, I'm going to overwrite, and I just leave all this the same. So I still got this error, but as I said before, it didn't seem to do anything. So this is the item that we just imported in. I come into here. So this is where that UV map, UV unwrap comes in and does its thing. So now I want to. This is the material that it brought in with it. So I'm going to make sure it's using that material, and I want to change the color. I just simply come into here. So if I wanted this to be a very red color, you can see now I have a red table. There's something we gotta, I think, put here and grab that wood grain if I want to make it a wood grain. Haven't got that far yet, but I mean, I'm gonna go back to my kind of a lighter blue. But for now, this will be okay. So I'll just save. Save that. save that. And so because I renamed it this time. See, this was material 0 last time, and this time I had to name it. So I can delete that. I don't need that. I'm gonna name this bag extruder. And then back into my storage box, I hit this and selected that as my static mesh. So that's everything that I did. So we will save everything, save all modified. No, I don't want to save that. So everything's saved that I want to be saved. So come in here, test it out. So I'm just going to cheat it in. And I'll get to changing the icons later. I'll make my own icon. And I have a nice blue table. I'm going to work on this a little more and actually put something on top of the table that resembles what I think a bag extruder will look like. Is kind of the plan, but for now this will work. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. Hi guys, I'm back. I just wanted to recap on a couple things. I was watching through the videos and a couple things I noticed that I touched on but didn't explain what I was doing. First of all, when I come over to here, this is for rendering the objects in this atmosphere. The Unreal Engine actually renders their own, but when I was coming into coming through here and looking at it as a solid object versus a rendered, I had come over here and hit GPU compute. That is what that's doing. Is my graphics card's better than my CPU, so I'm telling this to render using graphics cards. That's all that is. And so it doesn't matter one way or another, other than it's going to be faster depending on your computer, which one you select there. The other thing is, I said that I went through this Absolute Beginner series, and it took about 6 hours. I had a good time. I mean, I really enjoyed going through this. I really highly suggest it. It was well put together. So I hope you guys enjoy that as much as I did. Going through that, I mean, once you come into here and watch what I'm doing, you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be easy now. I'll just go through and make something like this, and it'll be, I mean, it's pretty simple after going through that tutorial that he has. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. I definitely learned quite a bit going through this, so have a good one. See you later.